Hi guys, welcome to day two of our coding challenge. I'm so excited to be here and I'm sure you are as well. Okay, so today we have another awesome challenge to solve in our code series. But before we proceed, let's see what we did yesterday. So yesterday was our day one. So we saw how to write a function that could return a string using string interpolation. And basically, we used what we call the template literals. That's using the dollar sign with the curly braces, right? Okay, so that's what we did, and you can see the screen. Yeah. So today is day two, and we have something very interesting as well. So I'll simply just click on day two, okay, and paste the challenge. All right, so the challenge is +5, right? So these are actually simple challenge. Well, when I say simple, it's relative, right? There was a time I also found it very difficult to solve things like this, or because I practice, let us say I practiced a lot of them and I saw that okay, they were not really as hard as I thought because I improved. So everybody has the ability to improve here. So that's one of the reasons why we are having this code challenge so that we can code daily, right? Okay, so +5, it says write a function +5 that takes in a number as an argument and returns the sum of that number and 5, right? So basically what this means is that you should write a function whereby any number you place in that function adds itself to the number 5 and gives you the result, right? So I'm simply going to increase this view because in my last class I got some review that the screen was kind of not too clear because the text were small. So I have decided to increase the text now. Okay, so let's head on to the challenge. All right. So looking at this question, it says write a function called +5 that takes in a number as an argument. So we are simply going to write a function called +5, right? So let's write the function. Let's call it function. And by the way, we are using function declaration, right, as against the arrow function and the function expression. So function, then we name it +5. And of course, after writing the function name, we put the round brackets and the curly braces, right? So the question says, this function takes in a number as an argument. For any argument, there has to be parameters, right? So we are going to give this function a parameter. Let's call it num or number, but I choose to use num. You can choose to use any parameter name, right? So I choose to call my num. So it says write a function +5 that takes in a number as an argument and returns the sum of that number and 5, right? So what this means is that any number we put in as num adds itself to 5 and it gives us the result. So we say num +5. Now these are function I save, but mind you, this function is not going to run just like this because a function needs a return statement, right? So we have to put in a return statement here before the num5. So we save again. Now when we run this code, we are expected to get 15, 7, and -3. What this means is that let me bring this out. Let me just put it here. So what line 8 here simply means is that we are calling the function +5 and we are placing 10 into it, right? So 10 here is the argument. 10 here is the argument. For the second the second one here, 2 here is the argument, and for the third one, -8 is the argument, right? So all of them they represent the values for the parameter num. Num is simply the parameter which has the values 10, 2, and -8, right? Okay, so let me take this out again. So knowing that this means we are calling the function, we also call it invoking a function, right? After we invoked it, we console.log it. That means we want to print the value for users to see, right? So if you look at this question very well, 10 represents the value for num, and num is a parameter, right? So that means that 10 plus 5 gives us 15, 2 plus 5 gives us 7, and minus 8 plus 5 gives us minus 3, right? Okay. All right. So let's run this and see. But firstly, let me save. I save and I hit the play button. Okay, so it's taking some time. I think there's just a lot on the system that is making this slow. Okay, so let's confirm if our result tallies with what we have. So here we said placing in the value 10 as the argument should give us a result of 15. That's what we have here. Also, when we place in a value of 2 as an argument, we have 7. That's also what we have here. And minus 8, we get minus 3. That's also what we have here. So expectedly, if num is 0, we should have 5 as our answer. Let's try that and see. Let's say we have plus 5, then we insert 0 in it, then we console.log. Let's save this and let's run again. Let's see what we get. Okay, yes, so we still have 15, 7 minus 3, and also we have 5 because 0 plus 5 gives us 5, right? Yeah, so that's how this is done. So basically, that brings us to the end of today's session. Like I said, it's not really like we want to really code very tough things, though we will get to we will get to a point where we'll be having tougher challenges. Trust me on that. I have seen tougher challenges, right? So to get to a point, we'll be solving that. But for now, let's take it slow and steady, right? So we're also trying to get ourselves familiar with the use of function, how to create a function, how to use it, and all that. So here is what we have for today, day 2, and the challenge we just solved is called plus 5. So at this point, I'll say thanks for joining on the call and see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you. Bye.